let's get ready for our next installment of the Flip videos. Tonight's lesson is going to be on multiplying fractions. I'm going to do multiplying fractions and dividing fractions in two separate videos. The VIC, or very important concept that I would like for you to know about this lesson: multiply the tops, multiply the bottoms. When you are multiplying fractions, that's what you're going to do. Both multiply the numerators and the denominators. We know when we add or subtract fractions that we don't really do anything with the denominators. We don't add them, we don't subtract them. But when you multiply fractions, you do multiply the numerators and the denominators. And your resulting answer, whatever that you get, needs to be simplified. Now, if it's already in simplest form, that's not necessary then, because you can't simplify it anymore. But if necessary, it should be placed in simplest form. All right, our first example is 2/5 times 1/3. Think of this in this manner. You could think of 2 times 1 over, here's the line, 5 times 3. All right, let's see. 2 times 1 is 2, and 5 times 3 is 15. And our answer is 2/15. Well, can this product be simplified? Well, there's not a number that both of these can be divided by, so no, it's already in simplest form. It can't be simplified any further. Now, if you want to see what this looks like with a model, here you can see it modeled with pies. Here is 2/5. You can see the pie has been divided into 5 pieces, and 2 of the pieces have been shaded in. Now, we're going to multiply that by 1/3. Well, now the denominator is no longer 5, because 5 times 3 would be 15. So each one of these fifths has now been divided into 3 parts, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 pieces, and 2 of those have been shaded in. So if I want to find 1/3 of 2/5, that's what that looks like. All right? 1/3 of 2/5. 2/5 times 1/3 would look like this. It is a smaller amount. Normally when you multiply, you get larger numbers. But when you multiply fractions, yeah, the number gets bigger. Remember what we said, though, about denominators being bigger. The pieces are actually smaller. You can see how big these are compared to these. So when multiplying, you know that the pieces are going to get smaller and smaller. All right, here is another example. Let's say we've got 3/4 times 3/7. Multiply your top numbers. 3 times 3 is 9. Multiply your bottom numbers. 4 times 7 is 28. So your answer is 9/28. Can it be simplified? No, 9/28 is already in simplest form. It can't get any smaller and still name the same amount. Now, here's an example, and this is using a word problem. At Archie's Arcade, 2/3 of the games are racing games. Among the racing games, a half of those are motorcycle racing games. So what fraction of the games at Archie's Arcade overall are just motorcycle racing games? Here's a hint. Whenever that the question asks you for a fraction of a fraction, like here, they're wanting to know half of 2/3. When they're asking you for a fraction of a fraction, you know that's going to be a multiplication fraction question, that you're going to be multiplying the fractions. All right? And so here it's asking for half of 2/3. Okay, so here's our original prompt. You're going to find 1/2 of 2/3. What if you went 2/3 times a half? Is that the same as a half times 2/3? Yes. It's kind of like, we know that 4 times 5 is the same as 5 times 4. All right? That's that commutative property that you, no matter what order that you put it in for addition and multiplication, you'll still get the same answer. So 1 times 2 is 2. Here's our bottom numbers, our denominators. 2 times 3, all right, is 6, which 2/6, that can be simplified to 1/3. Both 2 and 6 can be divided by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is a third. So 1/3 of the games at the arcade are motorcycle racing games. All right, 1/3. All right, one last example. Neva had a third of an apple pie. She didn't have the whole apple pie, just a third. But she gave 3/4 of it to her friend Adam. What fraction of the whole pie did Adam get? All right, we would write 1/3 times 3/4. All right, and we can think of this as 1 times 3 over 3 times 4. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 4 is 12. That can be simplified. That's not already in simplest form. Both of these can be divided by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So 3/12 is equal to 1/4. How much did Adam get? She got a fourth of the whole pie, which is smaller than a third. So you might be thinking, so what if I change this? What if I said 3/4 times 1/3? Will I get the same answer? Let's check. 3 times 1 and 4 times 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 4 times 3 is 12. I still got 3/12, which is still going to be simplified to 1/4. So yes, it doesn't matter what order that you put it in. When you multiply, it will when you divide. All right, tonight, practice problems. Be sure that your final answer, your final product, is simplified. There are 3 here. What you can do is put it on pause so that you can write this down on your homework guide. Be sure that you show your work and that you solve it. Okay? And let me know tomorrow if there's any problems, all right? Thanks.